Welcome back, y'all. In this video, we're gonna be moving on to the second section of the Lumetri color panel, which is called the creative section. So we ain't just fixing problems anymore. We are actually injecting style and tone and feeling into our video. And so we're gonna do that by picking out something that is called a look, which you'll see here at the top of this section. This is the equivalent of an Instagram filter, right? Now, you might also hear these looks called LUTs. A lot of YouTubers out there are gonna be talking about, here's how to install a LUT, here's how you download my free LUTs, here's how you buy my pack of custom LUTs. And so why are they calling them LUTs? And what is a LUT? A LUT is an acronym that stands for lookup table. And I know we just went from one confusing term to another. And so now, what is a lookup table? Well, before the world had computers, if you wanted to do some complex mathematical function, like the one that is required to make these precise adjustments to your color, then you could do that calculation by hand, or if you want to save time, you could look it up in a table of values where somebody's already worked out the formulas. And so that is what a lookup table is. And so the name has stuck around. We say LUT now, even though ain't nobody looking anything up in a table. It's all automated, but I don't want you to be confused when you hear someone say LUT. It's just a fancy word for the equivalent of an Instagram filter. Anyway, if you wanted to pick a creative look to stylize your shot up, then you could just click these right-left arrows here to see a preview of what it would look like. Now, this preview that you see here shows the look applied at 100% intensity to the original footage. So if you've made adjustments in this basic correction section up here, then this preview is going to ignore them. So what you see here isn't necessarily what you're going to get when you apply this look, but you can apply it by just double clicking here, and now the look has been applied on top of your other settings, and we can go down here and we can lower the intensity of this look if we want, or we can jack it up over 100%, but we're not gonna do that because that looks crazy. Now you can also import and create your own custom looks in this section, but I'm gonna wait to show you that in a later section on efficiency tips in this lesson. All right, down here we can add a faded film look, and we can also sharpen our image by increasing this slider, or if maybe things are looking a little too HD on your face, then you can lower this slider to blur your image and soften things up a little bit. I mean, you would not be the first person to do it because this shot is not in focus here, y'all. I'm just saying. Okay, down here we've got Vibrance, and this is a really cool setting because it's kind of like saturation down here, but it's better because Vibrance does boost the saturation of colors, but only for the pixels that are not already super saturated. So it makes sure your image doesn't look too saturated, and it also prevents skin tones from becoming oversaturated and looking weird, and so this is a very nice slider here. Next up, we've got these wheels that we can use to adjust the tint or the color of the shadows and highlights in a shot. The way these wheels work is they're going to be empty in the center before you've made any adjustments to them. But if you want to adjust them, all you got to do is click in the center and then start dragging your mouse out toward a color, and that's going to increase that color in your shot. And the farther you drag your mouse out toward the edge of the circle, the more saturated that color will be in your shot. And so our shadows in this shot have gotten much more magenta, and our highlights are greener, and we have totally changed the look of this image with these tint wheels. But let's say we decide we don't like this, then all we have to do is go over here and double click these wheels, and that will reset everything. All right, then lastly in this section, we have this tint balance slider, and this just adjusts how much green or magenta is in your shot. And you can use this on top of the tint wheels or instead of it, or you can just never touch any of these things. It is totally up to you.
Yeah.
All right, kids, we've reached our first triple P in this color lesson, and so it's time to pause and practice what you've learned so far. I want you to test out in the Lumetri color panel, making some basic corrections to a clip. And then I want you to go down and add a creative look and style up a clip. And when you're done with that, come back for the next lesson where we're gonna start making some really advanced and precise color adjustments to our shots.